Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our regularly scheduled commission meeting, May 28, 2025. The time is now 7:01. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Bass, Commissioner Irvin,
Here.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Present.
Commissioner Santiago,
Here.
Mayor Taylor.
Here. As we have our invocation led by Assistant City Manager, Mr. Illis.
Bow our heads. Father God, we thank you for this day, Lord God, as we do the business of the city of Opa-locka. Give all of us wisdom and revelation knowledge. Continue, Lord God, to guide us, Lord God, in your righteous ways. We want to thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, as we go into our awards, proclamations, or acknowledgements, do we have any at this time, Madam Clerk?
No, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we're going into the approval of the consent agenda. Do we have any deferrals, deletions, or pulls at this time?
Mr. Mayor,
Commissioner Santiago?
I want 1301 for discussion.
Mr. Mayor,
Commissioner Bass?
on the consent agenda, number 5.
All right, any other pulls or deletions at this time? Hearing none. Madam Manager, can we tell whoever's in the other room then? All right, hearing none. So just for clarity, I have Commissioner Santiago pulling number 1 and Commissioner Bass pulling number 5. All right, can I have a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda? Moved by Vice Mayor Kelly.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Santiago. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, we're going into the approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Moved
Second.
by Dr. Bass, second by Vice Mayor. Madam Clerk?
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, we're going into the approval of the meeting minutes, regular commission meeting minutes, May 14, 2025. Can I get a motion? Motion was made
Second.
by Vice Mayor, second by Santiago, Commissioner Santiago, sorry. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Santiago,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, Madam Clerk, do we have any District 1, District 2, or state reports at this time?
No, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. And I do see we have a public presentation by Mr. Donald Jones, the Vice President of SP Plus, in reference to the parking study. Mr. Jones, you have the floor. One second, Mr. 1 second, Mr. Jones. Madam Manager, IT for the microphone. You can proceed.
Can you hear me? All right, it's on now. All right. All right, great. Thanks for having me. I'm gonna go over just a quick overview of the feasibility study to put in a parking program. Based on the so the study was led by our consultant on staff. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here tonight. But Alexis Schuler. So from the RFP, there was a defined streets that were identified to potentially put a paid parking program on. So we collected data at various times to try to get us, a sampling of how busy the streets actually were parked. So between at 11 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. On the 8 sections that were identified in the RFP for 4 dates, Saturday and a Tuesday, throughout 2 different months in March and April. We counted the number of vehicles parked along the street to see how many open spaces there were. Based on the number of open spaces, it seemed like the areas that were identified, it's about 77% occupied across the entire sections. The busiest sections being along Alibaba and Northwest 22nd. And also Aladdin between Alibaba and Shirzad. So based on that information, if you guys wanted to move forward with a paid parking program, we felt that it was potentially viable to move forward. We took a sampling of different municipalities with similar population. Oh, shoot, sorry, forgot I was supposed to be doing that. Sorry. That's the forward. Next slide, please. All right, there we go. So we took a sampling of other municipalities with similar population sizes and to see what they were charging for a monthly permit, residential permit program, and also on-street program. And so based on that information, we felt that $1 per hour with a 4-hour max and a residential permit parking program could be implemented in those areas. She estimated the capital being about $72,000, but that was to install pay stations. If you wanted to do pay stations on the street, a lot of municipalities are moving more towards a mobile payment platform. So obviously that capital cost outlay would be significantly less. And then residential, so there were certain areas that were more residential in nature. And so that's where we thought that a residential parking permit program to make sure that the residents are the ones that are parking there and taking advantage of that area would be more viable than just like a paid hourly parking program. And so that's where we thought that,
Mr. Mayor,
Okay, Kevin.
yeah, well, my respect.
Commissioner
And my
Santiago.
respect to Mr. Jones, Mr. Johnson,
Mhm.
Jones, yeah.
Jones, okay. I don't know if I understand or I heard something, I don't know what's going on with me. We're talking about put some permits in front of residential area for resident people. Like I sort of hear a shot I saw when a lot of our people live there, resident houses. That's what we be talking about.
There were certain.
That's what we be talking about here, no? To put some meters or permits to a residential area.
In the defined areas that were outlined in the RFP.
Commissioner.
Okay, I'm gonna wait for the end. Okay. Oh yeah, keep it going. Yeah, no problem. Keep it going.
We were just doing a feasibility study. Whether or not you guys decide to do that is completely obviously up to you. We were just kind of outlining what our findings were in terms of if it was viable or not. Based on our findings during that limited data collection, we thought that a parking permit could be viable. And we outlined what the paid parking program and the residential permit parking program would look like. And again, the sample was only done on the streets that were identified within the RFP.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Johnson. All right, so Commissioner Santiago, the city, I don't know when and who sponsored it, but the city put out a RFP to do a feasibility study on potentially putting parking meters throughout the city of Opa-locka. So they were the awardees of the RFP, and they're here to bring the presentation to the city. That's what, so he's just doing what we asked them to do. Well, what the commission agreed.
Yeah, I understand,
Okay.
Mr. Mayor. Okay, about
So we'll open up the floor for your questions now.
okay, we have right to question.
Go ahead. You have.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, because I think that I have the right to defend any of the resident of the city of Opa-locka. We already have so many roofs, against them, and I think is not fair in a residential area like here, and I know that's a presentation, but let's be from the beginning like that in the future, we don't have any problem with this. Residential area like Charazard that we have there, so many peoples and buildings and residential houses, and put some rules that put in front of them or make them to pay a permit to this company or to the city for parking the cars out there in front of the house. I believe that we talking about before is parking meters in the main roads, commercial roads that we have, like Alibaba between 22nd and 27, probably all the way up to the side of the business there after the liquor store. Okay, it's not problem that street for me because that's a commercial area and we need to put some restriction there. Opa-locka Boulevard, just remember too that we have a neighborhood there. We have a resident people live there in that road. And I don't think it's fair to put parking meters or permits in that road too. In Charazard, okay, yeah, by the historical city hall is fine. By here, Opa-locka Boulevard, from Alibaba, or from the street that they locate in the hardware store, all the way down to the historical city hall in front of the supermarket is fine. Okay, and in front or around the building, the city hall facility that we have. But the residential, my God, no, I'm not going with that myself. And that's my opinion.
Okay,
Mr. Mayor,
Vice Mayor Kelly?
thank you. I don't like play on words, so let me just be clear. This was a feasibility study done that the commission went out, you got the award, you based the information that we put in the RFP with these sections, and to come back and to give this commission a report on viability and what you view as a professional in terms of parking meters and or whatever it might be, and the areas that were identified in the RFP. That's correct. Okay, so let's be very clear on it. Nobody's trying to put parking meters in residential areas on this street or that street. So don't send the wrong message out. This is simple information coming back to the commission for the commission to make a decision if we want to entertain parking meters or parking permits or what have you. Many other cities in particular areas have it. And I, for one, push to get this done because we got a lot of areas in our city, in my opinion, that we should be doing off-street parking and meters. You go a lot of different places, even some places when you go to eat, you got to pay to park on off-street parking. So this information is provided to us to obviously look at. The manager has it. I, for one, will be looking at it to make recommendations because there are some areas that we need to have some metered parking or permit parking because that's occurring throughout. And as your information shows, in comparison to other cities of our size, obviously we don't have any kind of parking whatsoever, but this information will at least allow us to look at various areas. Does not mean that we're going to agree on all of the sections or the elements that you have, but it is data that we need to make a decision because there are some areas that we need to do some off-street and metered parking or permit parking, especially with a lot of development that's coming and they want to utilize off-street parking as part of their count. And right now it's totally free. So I look forward to going through this and the manager giving a recommendation. I certainly would not want to put a burden on residential or residents, but there are some areas of commercial and throughout the city as a part of the study that we do need to look at in terms of parking, whether it's permit or whether it's metered. And so I want to thank you for the presentation. I look forward to further discussion with the manager on it because we need to deal with this challenge because everybody wants to come and develop, but there's not enough parking. And you wind up parking on the side of the road, side of the street. And we've got that challenge right around here, even right around this building and the surrounding areas with lack of parking. And in some cases, it's not as bad now, but with the state parking, that was not even, people coming into the city. And in many cases, parking where we're at, our employees can't park. And that was all free parking. So I know there were areas in this study that you indicated that we actually look at, and so I appreciate the information. I look forward to going through it, and the commission as a whole will ultimately make any decisions whether we want to move forward with parking, permitting, or either whatever kind, if so to chooses. But I don't want to go out here, we're finna start charging people to park on the side of the road, because too often we say stuff in here and it goes out and it's misinformation. So thank you for the presentation. Madam Manager, I for one will look at it and give my suggestions. I'm quite sure my colleagues will, but we cannot ignore the concept of metered parking, permit parking, when it's all around us in Dade County. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All right, any other questions or concerns to Mr. Jones? All right, thank you, sir, for the presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're moving on to our citizens forum. Madam Clerk, can you please state for the record how to participate in citizens forum?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening. City of Opa-locka Commission meetings are held in person at the Opa-locka Government Center, City Commission Chambers, 780 Fisherman Street, 3rd floor, Opa-locka, Florida. Members of the public wishing to address the commission may do so in person or virtually. Those persons wishing to participate virtually should register prior to the scheduled meeting time on the city's website at www.opalockafl.gov. When speaking before the commission, please make sure to give your full name and address for the record. There is a 3-minute time limit for public comments. Please adhere to the decorum policy, which is a part of the commission meeting agenda. City commission meetings are aired through live stream at www.youtube.com/users/City of Opa-locka. And Mr. Mayor, at this time, we do not have any virtual public comments.
All right, so those of you that are in the chamber, citizens forum is open.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioner, Vice Mayor, Audrey Dominguez, 1147 Jen Avenue. I wanted to first thank Vice Mayor Kelly for bringing and celebrating Haitian Heritage Month for the residents and businesses that live here. We have a lot of Haitian community here. We need to spread the word so next year we can have it bigger and better and this place be filled up with residents. On another note, I'd like to speak on resolution number 5 regarding the increase of the city clerk's position, to give her an increase. She's been employed since 1995, and I believe she's the first Hispanic clerk to be the clerk of the city of Opa-locka. It's going to be 30 years of service. All the other charter members have gotten an increase. And I believe at one point she had to take a pay cut when the state came. She never got that increase. Now it seems like a lot of money. Yes, it sounds like a lot of money, but when was the last time she had an increase? So we have other cities that get paid clerks. They might be bigger cities, but they get paid over $200,000. An assistant makes about $170,000. City clerk, yeah, the name sounds small, but she's the heart of the city. She does a lot for the city. So please, I know that you guys are going to do right by the clerk in approving this resolution. I also wanted to speak in behalf of Jan Avenue and Ahmad. We had a serious accident on Friday around 9:30 at night. One of my neighbor's fence was fully removed from the accident. The car that got hit was hit by a truck. The truck sped and left. I know we had a speed meter reader there, but that's still not stopping it. The guy's car was totaled. He had a 2025 Kia totaled. He was more concerned about the car, and I said, listen, you're alive, you're standing here, so be grateful that you're standing here. That's just, it's a car. But I think that we need to really push speak to the county regarding that resolution that was put in by the commissioners, because we definitely need a 4-way stop sign, because It's getting really bad. So someone here, if they can reach out to Oliver Gilbert, the county, because it was horrible. I mean, I have pictures to show you, but thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Citizens Forum is still open.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioner. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Brian Dennis, address 2140 York Street. I didn't want to freestyle this, so I wanted to give y'all a little history. In 1997, I came to the city of Opa-locka City Hall. That's when it was over there and the water department was in where the DCF building was. I went off and cursed everybody out going door to door. The first three people I met in the city of Opa-locka during that time, which was probably about February of 1997, was Deborah Irby, Joanna Flores, and Tamika Miller. The next clerk that was in there was a young lady by the name of Beatrice. I forgot her last name, but the next person I met in the clerk's office after that was Miss Lawson. So, and Miss Irby and those two, I have to ask who's evaluating the talent, because she did well when it came to those two. The clerk has been here 30 years. Miss Lawson been here 25 years. So they're homegrown. We kept the talent inside of the city. But on yesterday, I received a call from quite a few people concerned about her not getting a raise. Commissioner Santiago, I want to thank you for putting this on the agenda. Because here's the thing. We got people in here that came to this city and don't even do the work. Don't do the work. And let me put this on Front Street. I really want to put this on Front Street. We were paying the former city manager $190,000 a year, gave him a car allowance, and he was riding around in a police car, wrecking the city and opening up bank accounts. Being the police chief as well as the city manager and masquerading also as an attorney. But we was giving him $190,000 and a car allowance. Clerk drives her own car, is here, homegrown, and does the job. No different than the manager. I'm gonna stand up for them too. They from the 4.4. Go even further. There have been some moves made that I really appreciate in the police department and with certain personnel that's going on. And when we still got members of the police department taking orders from people outside that's no longer with the police department, that's sad. They're undermining the manager, the interim manager, and they're undermining the interim chief. But these are the same officers that stood up here and lied in front of the commission. We saw them. We saw how the manager pulled the investigation on me, and he ain't know my background. We knew what happened with that stuff over there on Rutland with Davis them. We still didn't have the county come in and investigate that shot. And now they targeting this one. Listen, man, I know we don't always agree, and that's good that we agree to disagree. But I got your back.
Talk to the
If
commission.
you all can't be protected by the officers that took an oath to protect and serve the citizens, y'all in trouble too.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dennis. Citizens Forum is still open. Citizens Forum is closed. All right, so as it relates to the city clerk, we'll discuss that once we get into it. As it relates, Commissioner Dominguez, the Jan and the Mar, Madam Clerk, where are we with, Madam Manager, I'm sorry. Where are we with the traffic study? The traffic study.
Yes, Mr. Austin did say a few meetings ago that the county responded and said that street common device could not be put at that location, and he can elaborate more if you need him to, but he did say that at one of our commission meetings.
Okay, I do remember him saying that, and I don't remember him saying it in the commission. I do remember previous city manager saying that something about the fire trucks couldn't go down that street. Do we have that in writing?
Come on.
Because if not, then we need to. Because this has been going on for a while, and I remember Commissioner Williams spearheaded this after that night of a commission meeting. We had that bad accident on that corner. So this is not a new, and this is Opa-locka. We need to override that some kind of way. Something has to happen.
This was originally brought forward when we had an accident there. We got the traffic reports that showed that there was no significant problems at the time. However, we went back to them and we told them we wanted a separate study and a traffic study on the area. They're still in the process of doing that study. We have reached out to the county on several occasions. We have just escalated it to see if somebody else could get them to move on this, but we are awaiting the study from the county. But during conversations with them, they were saying since that is one of our main pass-through streets from 27th Avenue to take you over to 37th Avenue, they could not install common devices, especially for the traffic from the fire party.
Even though it's not a pass-through street, but yet a residential neighborhood, that doesn't make
But it's also considered a pass-through street.
Okay, so Madam, this is a question to Madam Attorney and Madam Manager. If we install those, can we install those on our own?
Speed bump.
The speed bumps, no, that's Opa-locka Street. That's not a county street. That's Opa-locka Street. That's Opa-locka Street.
I'm not sure what agreements may be in place, so I would need more information. The
All right.
manager may have more information.
Miami-Dade County still have overarching authority on the flow movement of traffic.
Okay, but we cannot be reactive.
Understood.
We gotta be, we tend to do that a lot, and we only started this conversation after we
Mr. Mayor.
more accidents and more accidents and more accidents. So, Madam Manager, I would like us to get a price on installing street common devices on that street. And if we have to bring it via legislation, I don't mind doing it. Because if they're not gonna do something, we're gonna wait till somebody get hurt or die or something. No, it's been going on too long, since last year.
Understood. We'll
Since last
expedite
year.
it. Yeah.
All right, so that's what I'm asking you, and then we could put it on an agenda, and if they say something, then we'll fight it.
Okay.
We'll fight it. It's our street.
Thank you.
We'll fight it.
I'm sick of the county. I really.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Santiago.
Oh, bravo. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That's the way to doing it. Yeah, if they got it on one, we're going to do it. We're going to make it. I want my street to be safe. Thank you.
All right,
Mr. Mayor,
Vice Mayor Kelly.
I like all the energy in the room. Let me make a simple question. Because the county has overreaching authority, we have no wiggle room based on your knowledge that anything we can put there?
We could install it, Vice Mayor, but the county has the authority to ask us to remove it, similar to what they did on Service Road.
So we could put it up there and they can tell us basically take it down, we have to take it down. Okay, but is there anything else we can do? Any other kind of, I know we're saying street calming, I know we'd like to talk about speed bumps, but I'm talking more of flashing signage or like what we see on 17th coming around in Opa-locka. Can we do that without them having an issue?
We have the authority to install signage that flashing or otherwise that slows the traffic down.
Okay, I don't have a problem, Mr. Mayor and my colleagues, with pursuing that, but I'm concerned if they've got overarching authorities and they're
Yes.
going to tell us to take it down.
Yes.
But I would also like us to look at, and it could be part of the same alternative legislation, of the flashing signage, slow down, stop, whatever, until we can get a final resolution, because these studies seem to take forever. And I think it's much more doable, feasible, without having to deal with that, with the flashing slow down, as the business owner said in the Haitian American reception, it has helped a little bit in slowing traffic down. So, Madam Manager, we could look at that as well while we're doing the cost for the street calming devices the mayor's referencing. I'm really referring to the ones that we could do, flashing, slow down, whatever, that we could do and not have to take down regardless. Because I don't mind a fight with the county, because believe it or not, Commissioner, I don't know if you noticed, the racetrack don't be as much anymore. It's there, but it's not as much. But that didn't happen until we said we'd fight the county on that. So I don't have a problem with doing that, but look at the other alternative as well, because I think that's probably where we're headed with a lot of our areas that have traffic challenges, where we're going to have to spend the money ourselves. So I support looking at what the mayor and my colleagues suggesting, and we have to fight. I don't have a problem with that, but look at the other alternative as well, because we can do that without any issue. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Wait, before you yield, He talked about the signs. How far does that go? So we can add any sign that we want. So can we do a four-way stop sign ourselves?
No, we cannot add
We
a four-way
can't.
stop sign. We could add the flashing sign that
Just the
tells
flashing.
you slow down or it shows the speed.
Yeah, it is there.
It is there. Okay.
We have one temporary posted there.
No, I ain't talking about temporary. I'm talking about something
More
more
permanent.
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 Okay.
I'm not talking temporary.
But I just wanted to know about the stop signs. Is that something that, I'm sorry, Mr. Santiago, he still has the floor, and I yield to you, but I just wanted to piggyback on what Vice Mayor was saying.
We cannot install.
We cannot. Got
Because
it.
that's traffic control devices.
Got it.
Yeah,
Right.
now that's why I was saying about the four-way, but the whole flashing and making you slow down, et cetera, we can do that with no issue. I'm not talking about the one they got there temporarily. I'm talking about something that wouldn't get us in a fight or until we can resolve the bigger picture. Because it seems like that study is going to take a while. And so while you're looking at the one the mayor is proposing, that's why I said look at the other one too. And not just for that area, because I think there's some other areas going to have the same challenges. We start our development and a lot of growing around the city where the traffic is going to get even heavier. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, Commissioner Santiago. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Can I-
thank you, Mr. Mayor. Madam Manager, okay, to the gentleman here for
Yes.
published word, Mr. Austin. Okay, I want you sending some messaging to La Cava or whoever is in charge and tell them that why they don't go and bathing out there, Miami, Miami Lakes, Miami Spring, Coral Gables, that they have a lot of this speed bumper, and they only taking it with us, with Opa-locka. But we ready to fight with them because the speed bumper, they coming to Opa-locka. Madam Manager, I want it. And I supported it. A speed bumper for the dangerous roads that we have. I finish.
Commissioner, Dr. Bass?
Thank you. Just a quick question, probably not to you, Mr. Austin, but whomever. I'm curious, I wanted to know how many accidents has occurred right there, or where the hot spots in Opa-locka for accidents?
Allah.
I do know that is one of the hot spots. And like Mr. Austin said, they did get police reports from our police department on the accidents that occurred at that location and forward them to the county to support our ask.
And the other hot spots, is that like one of the main hot spots?
It is one of them.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
But
we
I would
have
like to
more.
know
We
the
have more for
others, if
speeding.
possible.
I
'Cause
can
I'm-
get it. I can get it from our police department.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right. All right, I know we got to go and handle business. Any other questions to the manager or Mr. Austin,
Mr. Mayor.
Madam Attorney?
Yes, sir. I just want to put on the record, just so everybody's aware, I pulled up, it's a Miami-Dade County ordinance that's in place. It's section 2-96 of the Code of Miami-Dade County. And
What was the code? I'm sorry, say it again.
Sure, 2-96.1 of the Code of Miami-Dade County. And the county, it basically says that the county has exclusive jurisdiction over all traffic control devices on roadways in both the incorporated and unincorporated areas of the county. And it goes on to give more specifics, but I just wanted to put it out there so that you all did know that there is an ordinance in place that controls all of Miami-Dade County, where Miami-Dade County says it has exclusive jurisdiction over.
And that includes street common devices as well?
That includes all traffic control devices
traffic
on
control.
roadways in both
Maybe
the
that's what it's-
incorporated and unincorporated areas.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor.
Vice Mayor?
Could we then, I understand that, and that's why I was saying about the alternative. But as the mayor and some of my colleagues mentioned, when you look at other cities, they have certain roadways that are allowed. Now, maybe it's because they don't have pass-throughs to major traffic areas. So maybe as a part of the whole area that we're looking at, Madam Attorney, and to the manager, maybe we can look at some kind of request for just a special exemption for that particular area because it has been such a challenge. And
There are-
also,
Yes, sir.
looking at the areas that I mentioned about other hotspots, as Commissioner Bass mentioned. So we had that information that maybe we can act for some kind of special cutout because of what the mayor and some of my colleagues are saying in other cities. They've seen it, and it may be that they requested something special or something because of some dynamic. So we need to pursue that. Let's look at that as well. Now, Mr. Mayor, she had something she wanted to say.
Yeah,
That's
just
it.
very quickly, I know you need to move on, but the county by written agreement, it says may authorize municipalities which desire and are equipped to and able to perform certain traffic engineering functions to assume together with all liability and additional costs to, there may be the agreements that can be entered into.
Okay.
And so that's just something to explore through the manager.
I like to explore that too.
Okay, Madam Manager, I know the agenda is closed, but I think if we get a consensus for the commission to bring resolution next week to explore that, can we have that on the agenda?
Yes.
And I guess you can go back and listen to what we all said. All right. We've been around this mountain too long, so let's move on to our consent agenda. Madam Attorney, 13-1.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, authorizing the interim city manager to accept the termination of agreement with ArtPad Inc. for the art in the right-of-way services, and further authorizing the interim city manager to accept the project proposal of Creative Order LLC in an amount not to exceed $125,000, providing for a corporation of recitals, providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by the interim city manager.
All right, can I get a motion?
Move it. for
Moved by
discussion.
Commissioner Santiago,
Second.
second by Dr. Bass. Madam Manager, go ahead and discuss, and then we'll yield to Commissioner Santiago.
The city entered into an agreement with ArtPad Inc. for the ARPA-funded Arts in the Right-of-Way project. The contractor was unresponsive in the city's request for designs, timelines, and project updates. On April 2nd, the city received written notification of the contractor's desire to terminate the contract for convenience. The acceptance of this termination will not affect any additional fiscal impact on the city due to no funds being expended. Staff engaged Creative Order for this project and was provided a proposal in the amount of $124,290. After extensive discussion with the ARPA consultant, a change in contractors will not affect the ARPA funding so long as the project's scope of services and budget does not change. It is my desire to move forward with this project. If we do not move forward, then we will lose that $125,000 that's ARPA funded. I also have Ms. Adelina Gross here to answer any questions you may have.
All right, Commissioner Santiago, you pulled this item, so I'll yield to you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I'd like to ask in a couple of questions to my manager, Shameka Lawson. I think that we'll be discussing that early again, you and myself. And yes, you were explaining to me about that funding they have to be used because they're coming from a grant for the $7 million grant that we had before. And I understand that. Okay, my concern about that, I have before, I don't know what I do with it. I see the graphics and all the design that they want to do around the city. You told me they're going to do it in the side of the road and all the boxes that we have, like electrical boxes or whatever, that because I see a couple of in another city with this type of, they calling art. Okay, for me, that's graffiti, nice, but that's art. And for sure, that's $125,000 that you say that we cannot move that money to something else. We calling allocating the allocation,
Correct.
the money to other thing. But this is part of the project that we have for the beautification of the city. I understand, okay? But what happened to the rest of the beautification of the city that we have, that we can use that money? Okay, not to paint in boxes or street, and like to make look better that road out there, 22nd Avenue between Opa-locka Boulevard, 135 Opa-locka Boulevard, and Alibaba. Come on, let's change the face for that road out there that is there for long years. We never do anything like to make it look nice and beautiful. And that's a question that I love to ask in the city attorney tonight about that moving that money to that
We can't,
to that project or whatever. Okay, because I don't think.
we cannot move that funding.
Okay, well, that's a question for the city attorney about. But let me listen what is she gonna say first.
Good evening,
Okay.
Adelina Gross, CIP Division Manager. The R Street project was a project voted and selected by the residents of Opa-locka. So I think 2.5 years ago, we put out a workshop, the projects were explained, people voted, and this was one of the most voted projects, actually. And the 125,000 unfortunately cannot be reallocated to any other project due to the ARPA funding being allocated as of December 31st, 2024. So all the ARPA projects were submitted to the state already or to the federal government, and they keep a track of what we committed and with the contracts that we have that we said that we were going to spend the money on. The change of the contractor, however, will not affect the project or the allocation of the money, since we are not changing the scope or changing the amount. We are not exceeding the amount or diminishing the amount allocated for that project. We can always look for another solution for some other streets, but that funding has been allocated, and that project in particular was voted by the public.
Okay, it's been voted by the residents.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure by the resident on Opa-locka? What time, what year?
Yes,
Okay.
that was at Cherbondi Village, July 7, 2023.
23, okay, very good. And today, this is the 25.
Yes.
Okay, May 28, 2025.
Yes, sir.
And I don't even know nothing about it, because if I'm there in that time, I'm gonna say we need to fix some road first, and we need to get, money for, beautify these parts out there, put more street lights to make them brighter, like that we avoid crime in all that area. That's my point. But okay, that happened in 2023.
Yes.
Okay, and from 23 to now, okay, we be doing projects for the beautification of the city, clean the city, but it's not a continuation of that. And that's one of my point. Okay, and we have to see how can we invest in money, even if that's money that they giving away to us, to spending. Okay, we have to know how that we are spending that money. They're gonna make a contribution to the city and to the resident for this community. I don't believe in all this painting, around, because they're not gonna do nothing. Let me ask you a question. Okay, the day that something happened in one of these corners there, they destroyed whatever they do there in the box and everything. Who's gonna pay for restoring that? The city?
Maintenance is
Maintenance?
Maintenance is part of the project and is part of the proposal.
For the rest of the years, the rest of the life, $125,000 is going to be covered in all that.
Not for the rest of the years, not for the rest of
That's
the life,
to
but there is a
believe.
period of maintenance that has been established as part of the proposal.
Can you repeat that again?
There is a period of maintenance that has been established as part of,
Period and maintenance for that. And what is this? Oh, that is
if I
6
don't,
months?
no, it's not 6 months. It's around 18 to 24 months.
18 to 24 months.
Yes, sir. After installation is completed.
Yeah, after that is the city is responsible. Okay. For that kind of that we're supposed to be responsible for clean the gardens in especially in 22nd Avenue, try to hide in a company that really do a good job up there and maintain that road nice and clean, because they deserve to have something decent in our city. This is my concern. Okay, myself, if they want to use the money for that and we cannot move that money to something else, it's fine, because it's already done in 2023. And I hope the resident, the boy voting for that, they used to be real resident for Opa-locka, that they really like the beautification of the city.
Okay, Commissioner Santiago, and I want to say this because it is not, I don't want to feel like we're attacking Ms. Gross. However,
No, I don't
the
nobody.
ARPA funding was voted on by this commission, I believe, in late December. If I'm not mistaken, it was late December.
Yes.
You were on the dais at that time. We had a workshop, we voted on it. But here's my suggestion, because as she stated, you have a valid point when it comes down to beautification of the city. We all agree, but it's two different things. One is the beautification of the city that we all agree needs to be cleaned up. We need to invest in our roadways, our improvement, and blah 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 blah. But the artscape project is something completely different, which was voted on by the residents. So my suggestion is, we can go ahead and call the question if nobody has any other concerns, Madam Manager, is that you sit with Commissioner Santiago and every one of us to remind us of the opera projects so that we can refresh ourselves, so we can know what we voted on and where the money is going.
Will do.
Will
Mr.
do.
Mayor,
And Vice Mayor, go
I don't need you to meet with me.
ahead.
I'm Napa.
Me either.
I'm getting kind of tired of playing on the words. All of us are concerned about this city, the roadways, 22nd, Alabama, Scheherazade. We all concerned. We all know these ARPA funds that had to be encumbered by 2024. The real issue is the company that was supposed to do it backed out per the agreement they had. We could not make any changes to the document or to the agreement. Fortunately, you have someone that was able to take it over that we need to get it done. These ARPA funds go back to when the former president was in office, so it ain't something that just came to Opa-locka. But the good part is, as the mayor said, we passed it as a commission before the December deadline, and it's encumbered, so we need to get it done. And I look forward to seeing the artwork done here in the city. And as we move forward, we can work on all of the other challenges we have, but we need to get this done and get the progress moving on it. But you don't have to meet with me. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor,
Madam Attorney.
thank you. I didn't want Commissioner Santiago to think I was just leaving him out there and not answering his questions. But Vice Mayor Kelly just really said the operative words, which is encumbered, and that's the legal language that the federal government uses. It had to have been encumbered by the end of December of last year, and you had to have that money already allocated to a certain thing that you were going to spend it on. So it's not even really what the residents may have voted on in 2023. That's irrelevant, but the commission did vote, and that is the issue, and they did it prior to the deadline. And so the money is being used in the only way it can be used at this point. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor?
Commissioner Santiago.
Yeah, well, I already heard the opinion of my colleagues. Is no problem with me to move it up with that resolution in passing. I'm not against. I mean, what I say is we more have to know how do we use money in the future for any other projects. And if we do something, we have to give in the continuation, okay, or the maintenance that project need in the future. Because after 24 months or 12 months, whatever it is, the city is responsible for that, to keeping it. Not doing it now, and forget it. We're doing it, and by the future, it's gonna be mess, broke, whatever, and we have to do something about it. It's fine with me. I don't want no more discussion about that, and I'm ready to vote.
All right, we can go ahead and call the question. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Bass?
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago?
Yes.
Mayor Taylor?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, moving on to our last consent agenda item, which is 13.5. Madam Attorney, I'm sorry.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, approving a salary increase for the city clerk, providing for incorporation of recitals, providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by Commissioner Santiago.
All right, can I get a motion?
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Santiago, second by Commissioner Irvin. I'm sorry, Commissioner Santiago, this is your item. Go ahead and present it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. What happened to you tonight?
What happened?
No, you confused my name a lot. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay, but that's well, to be faster and to be, to the point when this resolution, I really want to do some to recognize former Commissioner Edris Dominguez when she's standing here in the podium. She say everything that I'm gonna say or that I planning to say, okay, about the history and about okay, who is our clerk officer here in Opa-locka. And I know that lady for so many years, and I know that she do a great job and a great service, not only a job, a service to the community. Then I can say that I never see somebody dedicated to that department like Johanna Flores. And if you want me to be longer, I'll be longer. But I am ready, man, to move it out because she deserves what the city have to do for her because she's doing a great service and a great job and help our community here in the great city of Opa-locka. And $125,000, I think is not enough. But I'm happy with that tonight to increase the salary for a good employment that we have. And I don't want the other city came and stole it from us. I want to keep my city clerk, Johanna Flores, in that office for long. And that's it for tonight, Mr. Mayor. You had the floor for everybody.
Thank you. I was just gonna agree with you. It's long overdue. It's well deserved, and this should have been happened last year. We have to pay our people, and I agree. She deserves it. She needs it. Oh, she didn't ask for it. I don't know about that, but I'm just saying she deserves it.
It's come from my heart.
She deserves it.
Yeah.
But we did open up for discussion. So do we have any other concerns or questions to the sponsor on this item, Commissioner? Oh, you know what? I am so sorry. I yield to Commissioner Bass.
That's
You
okay.
did
Oh,
pull the
Okay,
final.
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I'm sorry.
First, let me say, I do believe that our city clerk deserves to be compensated. But I have a few questions because I don't understand and I don't vote on things that I don't quite understand.
Mhm.
So within paragraph 3, it said, I don't see the contract. I don't see the backup documents. And I want to know, what does it really means to say it was not properly memorialized? If you're looking at the amendments. I don't know who could answer that. I'm just
Well,
asking some questions.
I will say this because this much I know, and I'll yield to the attorney. I don't believe that the clerk was hired with a contract, but she was hired under resolution. And I think when it's come to properly memorialized is that raises or when she took reductions, we never came back to revote on that resolution. Madam Attorney, am I?
Well, if the city clerk wants to chime in, but
Because I believe that's
well, from what I saw and from the background that I had was that there was a resolution, and the resolution has one amount. It has the first amount when she was hired. I don't know what things happened between that amount and now, but I know that right now she is at 100. This will go to 125. I don't know what documents or what meeting or what support was for the 100. So I'm not sure what the history was, and I wasn't here at that time. So I will, let the city clerk speak to that issue.
Okay, so basically what I said was right. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know whether
That
it's
she
right
was
or
hired
not.
on a resolution and we did not do another resolution to support any increases or decreases that
I don't
came
know.
about during her tenure?
Yeah, I don't have that information.
You don't have that information. Yeah.
Yes.
But that's right, Madam Attorney. We never voted. She took a pay cut when the state came in, and there was no resolution that supports that. And she also took, I believe she got a raise. Well, I know she got a raise last year, and there was no resolution to support that.
Right. So
Got it.
what is not clear is whether in place is a contract or whether you all are considering a resolution of contract, and those are
There's no contract in place. So, but the question is that came from my colleague that was posed is the language that you have in the resolution about being memorialized. You wrote it. We
Yes,
want you to
wrote
explain it.
because I don't know what the history is. I don't have the history. So from what we have, We have a resolution it starts out at like many years ago that's like 85 or $80,000, and there's nothing in between that I know of. And so that's why I'm saying the clerk would have to speak to that, because that precedes us and we don't have that information. So if there's a meeting, or if there's a document, or if there's something else, it's not in writing. We use what we had and we put this together, but that language was intended to just be clear that whatever has been done in the interim, we don't have that information.
Well, I will say this, Madam Attorney, and the reason why I don't want the clerk to speak, because I don't want her to be advocating for her own raise. And I don't know if she asked for this, but I think you're just doing a good heart. But I know we passed a budget, and then that budget is the clerk's salary. So is that not being memorialized?
Well,
If we
no,
pass it as a commission?
The clerk is going to have to speak to that, but what you would do, your charter professionals generally have contracts, and so if there is a contract in place, I'm not aware of it. We have treated, you see as backup so there is some backup. We prepared an amendment. It says First Amendment, but actually I don't think it's the First Amendment. It's an amendment to something that's been done previously. And it's not clear whether you're treating that resolution as some type of contract, because it has different things that the clerk is entitled to within it. And so, there just needs to be some clarity. And if there's some additional documents or an additional meeting or a timeline or history, that you all should be aware of that. We don't have that information, and the clerk can only tell you. She doesn't have to advocate for herself to tell you what the history is. We don't know the history. We've just, based on the information that we had, we put together the resolution.
Okay,
So if there's additional history, only the clerk is going to know that. We don't have that.
Well, I will say this, because you brought up the charter. There's nothing in the charter that states that we have to give our charter officers a contract.
That is correct.
Okay, so there's that. Since you are pushing for her to answer these questions, and you still have the floor, Commissioner Bass. Madam Clerk.
I'm not pushing for anybody to answer the question. I'm just what I am doing.
Madam Attorney, that wasn't.
The way you phrase that.
Okay.
The way you phrase that, Mayor.
Since you want her to respond,
no,
as the keeper of records, she would have this information. I'll tell you it this way. So, as the keeper of records, Madam Clerk, is there a resolution from the time that you started up until now that talks about a decrease or an increase in salary for the city clerk of the city of Opa-locka?
Not specifically, Mr. Mayor.
Not specifically.
So Mr. Mayor, ma'am?
Oh, go ahead.
So based on what I'm hearing, the attorney is correct. When my salary was reduced at some point by 10% when the state came in, and it wasn't a mutual agreement, it was just something that was done along with some of my other benefits that were removed from, what's provided in the resolution in 2012. So it was reduced at some point. There was no resolution for that reduction. At some point, I got an increase from 2012 to now. I've received a $15,000 increase from 2012 to now, keeping in mind that there were several years where I had a reduction in my salary. And at some point, all employees were restored their salary with the exception of like 5 employees. I was one of those employees whose salary was not restored for whatever reason. I don't know, but the attorney is correct. There is no resolution outside of the one in 2012 that outlined my specific salary. No resolution to reduce it, no resolution to increase it. No, there's no other legislation.
And no resolution to make the clerks under the contract like the other people that we have, like the manager and the city attorney. What, Mr. Mayor, what is
Wait,
the
one second.
yeah?
Commissioner Bass, because I tried to answer.
But maybe I say something that is gonna like that she's gonna
But I
like.
wanted to yield back to her, and
Yeah.
then we'll go to you.
There's a lot of information to digest right now.
Yeah, because it's our information.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right, Commissioner Santiago, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, no, that's good. What I see is like a little opposition for do something that somebody deserve, okay? And my question, Mr. Mayor, okay, through the city attorney, is what we have to do? That we have to bring in a resolution to make that possible? Because if I bring in a resolution, I want to bring in a resolution, it's going to be better or this one. Tonight, it's going to be better. I can say it because I love the service and the job that that lady do here in this city. And what I heard, what she said about that they reducing the salary 9 years ago, they never retorted again like the other people that they working here and they're retorting the salary. I don't think it's fair. But if I had to bring a resolution, okay, to fix it, I'm gonna bring it.
Mr. Mayor.
And it's gonna be better.
I would like to call this question too. If we, go ahead.
Please, let me say
Go
that.
ahead.
I don't think any of us are disputing her worth at
No,
all.
I don't say that,
So,
Commissioner.
you know, my thing is I had questions that I needed to be answered so I can make an intelligent choice on my
All
vote.
right.
So that's it.
Okay, did you get your question? You talked about the memorialize, the answer was no.
Kind
Okay.
of fuzzy, but it is what it is.
Got it. All right, any other concerns? Madam Attorney, because I heard no one else talking. Madam Attorney, if we pass this tonight, can we bring back to amend the resolution to reflect this resolution, or can this just flow into that?
So the issue is, I don't know exactly what it's floating into because there's no clear timeline of what actions have taken place. Because clearly, and what the clerk is saying is that she was given an increase at points. We don't know, what that history is. I don't think, I think it would be better if, and I'm not advocating for the clerk. I mean, I will let her do that herself, but it would be better for her to have a clear contract. That's what would be better. But, and something that solidifies what relationship you all are having, what benefits she has, if those are the same, if they're different, if it's an increase. I think it would be better for everybody, for the city, to have something that's clear and memorialized. That's what I think would be better.
But the resolution from 2000, and I think you're the only person, the charter officer, that has a contract currently.
Well, that's because you have an interim manager.
Right.
But once you have a permanent manager, that manager will have a contract as well. But I'm not, let me just say this. This is not
Got it.
my
So,
issue. So
I'm gonna
yeah.
ask that
Mr.
we
Mayor.
call the question after Vice Mayor. I'll yield to him, but if the manager wants the clerk would like to bring back a contract and work with the sponsor, then by all means, she has that right. But there's nothing in our charter that says we have to give her a contract. There's nothing that says that. So I don't see, that's why I was asking you, can we pass this resolution? You prepared it?
You
It's
can.
already,
It's just unclear right now what the
No, the
benefits are and what
it's in her
is-
original resolution.
But I don't think that all of those things are current. I think that actions were taken after that time. I don't know when those actions were taken, but some of the benefits and things may have been reduced, and it may not have only been limited to salary. And it should be clear what those are so that later, if there's ever any litigation, the city would be clear, the clerk would be clear, everybody would understand what rights and responsibilities the city has with respect to its clerk.
Got it.
So that's all.
Got it. Vice Mayor?
Mr. Mayor, I'm probably the only person been around that long. I remember the reductions. I don't remember the specific dates. I did see the same thing, which was not properly memorialized. But I do also know we don't have to necessarily give a contract, although I think the term is clear. At some point, we might want to look at something like that. But right now, I'm not into contracts for the officials at this point while we're in the state of emergency we're in. So I'm going to support the item as is with the increase, simply because I remember the deductions. And I think if someone wants to deal with the contract or provisions of something, that's something for later legislation. It's not something I would be talking about now, as long as we're in financial emergency. with an interim manager. But that's just my thoughts. We can call for the question.
All right, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass.
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, moving on to our public hearing items, 15A1.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, approving the final plat for the construction and operation of a self-storage facility on the property located at 14301 Northwest 27th Avenue, identified by folio 08-2122-000-0050 in the B3 zoning district, providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by the interim city manager.
All right, can I get a motion?
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Irvin,
Second.
second by Commissioner Santiago. Madam Manager, I'm gonna let you go ahead and present, and this is a public hearing item.
This is a formal request for the approval of the final plat for the self-storage facility near State Road 9. The tentative plat was approved by the Planning Zoning Board on May 7, 2024. Upon submission of the final plat, it was found to be consistent with the city and county regulations. Therefore, staff requests your approval. And Mr. Gay is also available should you have any questions.
All right, any questions or concerns on this item? Oh, I'm sorry, this is a public hearing item. Public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed. Any questions to Mr. Gay or the manager on this item?
Mr. Mayor,
Vice Mayor?
really a follow-up question for my briefing, for staff to have that conversation, within the, developers proposing regarding construction timeframes going in and out, because there's only one way, you know, the entrance and exit is going to be the same it is for the existing property. And I wanted to hopefully get some kind of clarity or at least a discussion that they would be open or amenable to our concern about the traffic, particularly in the area certain times. Were we able to have that conversation yet, or you've not been able to? And the other concern I had, which is probably more something that we have to look at enforcing, and that is the concern of folks living in these storage facilities, because that's a challenge that's happening now as well. So did you get a chance to speak to them about those concerns?
For the record, Gregory Gay, the Director of Planning and Community Development. We had an opportunity to speak with the attorneys that's representing them, but we have not had a response back from the developers themselves in regards to their scheduling in relationship to at the timelines for the development being built, as far as ingress and egress and equipment being brought onto the site for the construction of the site itself. So we're still looking to get that information from them and for it to be a little bit more solidified as to how they would basically time those things in relationship to the traffic volumes that occurs on Northwest 27th Avenue.
Okay, and it's very, okay, I understand that, this is the only time we get a chance to access because it's the final plat. So I gotta put up, I would hope that at least gets a response, because that's going to be major challenges with folks going in there, taking equipment, coming out, and you're doing everything in the same entrance and exit. And to the point, since I haven't, I did ask it, in my briefing regarding people living in them. And I know this is designed for storage and people not living in them. So, Madam Attorney, I guess the question I would have, I guess an enforcement issue, if we were to find it, I would assume it would just become an enforcement issue that nobody's supposed to be living in them.
I believe that's correct. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, any other questions or concerns?
Yes,
Madam-
Mr. Manager.
Go ahead, Commissioner Santiago.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Manager. To Mr. Gay, question. When I heard the first time about the project up there, I started to feel, you know, like we do something to make look better the city. For so many years, I remember that corner, that intersection. It's not a corner. That intersection there, that island. It used to be a two rental place. And I remember all the disgusting, you know, things and dirty stuff, man, that we have there. And we still have the same exit to go and back, and always the same thing, and probably worse. And I really like that project out there in that section of the city because it's gonna make that interesting to the city look more better than like before. Concern about traffic, let me say traffic is all over. It's all over Dade County. It's nothing that we can do about it. That's the reason why we have traffic light and we're gonna have a speed bumper soon here in Opa-locka, okay, to try to make better, the situation that we have. But it's traffic all over. It's traffic all over. I think the faster that they can start to build that is gonna make look better my city. And I'm supporting that project. Thank you.
All right. Any other concerns? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago.
Yes.
Commissioner Baz.
Yes.
Commissioner Urban.
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, moving on to 16, A1.
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, repealing ordinance 07-03 of the City of Opa-locka's Code of Ordinances, along with any companion language within the existing Code of Ordinances pertaining to personnel rules, policies, and regulations, providing for severability, providing for a conflict and repealer, and providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by interim city manager.
Can I get a motion?
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Baz.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Santiago. Madam Manager, go ahead and present, and then we'll open up the public hearing.
In preparation of the approval and adoption of the 2025 Employee Handbook, a request is being made to repeal Ordinance 07-03 and all corresponding language referencing the previous policies, procedures, and regulations to ensure the revised handbook is the governing manual citywide.
All right. This is a public hearing item. Public hearing is open. Public hearing is I thought he was coming up for public hearing. Public hearing is closed. All right, I have a question, Madam Attorney and Madam Manager. Why are we piecemealing this? Because we was told that we were supposed to have and I asked this in my briefing as well, the rules and policies and procedures at this commission meeting. And why is it not accompanied with what we asked for? I understand the repealer, but we've done this way before that we got rid of one and replaced it with another. And yeah,
No.
it feels like we're piecemealing it and we're
Well-
being pacified.
Right. I don't believe we're piecemealing, Mr. Mayor. I did speak with the personnel director and she thought it would be prudent because it is voluminous, the documents, to go through with each of you, to have one-on-ones, to go through them before the personnel manual goes on for first reading. And with that, I discussed with the manager making this a first reading so that they do go on at the same time. So, because otherwise it would have been passing the resolutions, approving those things, and this would have still been on just the first reading. But with the next meeting, it will be on a second reading, and this will pass just like what you're talking about, along with the personnel manuals and the standard operating procedures on as resolutions, and you all will all have been briefed as well. So that was the strategy behind it, so that you don't have conflicting provisions, because if you had passed it tonight as a resolution, you would have had conflicting provisions because this would not have been on as a second reading yet.
But I understand you said it's voluminous. I get that part. However, we have had it before and we wouldn't have passed it by resolution, it would have been an ordinance. So
No,
why
sir,
can't you
it would
just
be-
replace one for another?
No, it would be a resolution that you all can change, because the personnel manual, you don't want to do that as an ordinance, because there may be things that you all want to need to change, and it needs to be a kind of more of a flexible document. So a manual is not going to be an ordinance, and that's a, kind of and a lot of times it's not even something that the commission necessarily approves. It's taken care of administratively, but in this case, it is going to be codified. I mean, not codified in your code, but it is going to be your law, but it would be something that would be flexible, that you can amend easily if you need to. And that's the reason why they are resolutions coming before you at the next meeting.
Oh,
Okay, I just don't want us to get in the habit. When the commission asks for something, the commission should get it. And we were told that that document would be before us at this meeting. And
But
I,
you would have had conflicting, what I'm trying to explain is you would have had,
then
from legal standpoint, it would have been an issue because you would have been passing conflicting things to things you already have in your code. That's the problem. And so I was trying to
understand,
make
but
it
then that should
legal.
have been stated at that time. And this is your item or the manager's item?
It's the manager's item.
Mr. Mayor.
Vice Mayor Kelly.
I had this conversation, my briefing. I'm not going to support it tonight, number one, because I had questions on what we were repealing and taking out versus what's coming. And while the HR director may not be here and it may be voluminous or what have you, I still want to have that meeting and that discussion. So until I have that, I'm not going to support going forward with this. I understand the whole idea of having conflicting. And as the mayor said, we had hoped to have this much quicker. And I expressed this concern to the manager as well. And so until I have that clarity, I'm not going to support this tonight. So it has to be moved back to whatever. If you feel it's going to be a conflict to have them coming at the same time or in some kind of challenging capacity, I want to have that meeting because I want to know what we're eliminating versus what's coming. Just in case it's something that's there, I don't want to eliminate altogether. I may want to make sure that it's still going to be brought forth in the new document. And I can't say that with surety right now. And I said that in the briefing. And so I'm still in that position because I haven't heard anything to change my mindset on that. So, Madam Manager, I know HR not here, but I want to have that discussion on if you're repealing this. And I hear the attorney saying there's some things that are conflict, what have you, but I want to have that meeting so that I can be clear on what's coming out, what's being taken out, and what is changed and or tweaked or whatever, and the need for it. Because I don't want to just eliminate this and then I discover something I may have felt we should have kept in its entirety or not see it in the document coming forward. So I expressed that to you, and I mentioned in the briefing as well. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
So Madam Manager, well,
Ms.
you know how
Mayor,
I was going to
yes,
withdraw this.
yes. So hearing the concerns, I will defer the item.
Let's not defer. Can you withdraw? Because if you defer, it has to be a date certain. So can you withdraw?
It's first reading, so it can be
It will have
deferred.
to the next meeting. That's enough time for you to meet with everybody and go through the voluminous document.
This is first
love that
reading,
word, by the way.
but we will have enough time. It's first
right.
reading, so it hasn't been, we can defer it.
All right. To a date certain, which will be
The second meeting in June, which is June 25th, June 25th.
June 25th.
Yes.
And Madam Attorney, do we need to vote on that? All right. Can I get a motion?
Move it.
So the motion was made to defer this item to June 25th.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Kelly, second by
Huh.
Commissioner Irvin. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Bass?
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago?
yes.
Mayor Taylor?
Yes.
Motion to defer passes 5-0.
All right. Moving on to our city manager's report. Madam Manager, you have the floor.
It is my goal to keep the city commission informed and engaged in ongoing city matters. I'm sorry. I remain committed to enhancing the city's operational efficiency and improving service to the residents, business owners, and visitors. I am pleased to inform you that the annual education scholarship recipients have been identified and awards will be presented to the city commission at the June 11, 2025 regular commission meeting. The portal for the Career Source South Florida Summer Youth Employment Program is accepting applications for Opa-locka youth ages 15 through 18. The program will commence on June 16, 2025 and terminate on August 8, 2025. Staff from several departments to include Parks and Recreation, CIP, Public Works, and Planning and Community Development met with Miller Legg regarding the Parks and Recreation Master Plan. Progression is underway and the plan will be presented to the City Commission at the June 25th, 2025 regular commission meeting. The contractor mobilized today to remove the existing playground equipment at Sherbondi Park and installation will commence by May 30th, which is this Friday. I did submit a written report and I'll take any questions or concerns you may have at this time.
Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Bass?
No concern, but I just wanted to say, I'm looking at your report and there's a report about the freebie team, the freebie. We had issues with some of our students getting to school. And I was able to introduce them to freebie. And yeah, they're at school every day. Freebie comes up, mom gets out, kids get out. And several families are literally using it to bring their kids to school. So yeah, it's positive coming forth. And I actually told them, I said, well, you guys need to come to our commission meetings and let everyone knows that you guys are really benefiting from our efforts of having freebie into our city. So it's really helping our school to increase our attendance, which was critical. It's still, but it's better with those groups of students who were chronic absentees. So I just wanted to put that out there.
And since Commissioner Bass brought that up, I do want to say the freebie program, kudos. And kudos to Vice Mayor for pushing it during Feeding South Florida. Because a lot of residents who were not able to get out there are able to get there and get food through the freebie program. And I know we all gonna congratulate you on this. That playground, thank you. When I saw it, I was like,
If I could sing, if I could sing, I
I'd
would
say
sing you a
finally,
song.
finally, because that can was kicked down the road and we've been advocating, and it finally happened. It's finally happening. So we saw the phase 1, which is the excavation and the clearing of it, and then you said it'll be up by
The equipment will be delivered tomorrow.
And when will they have it completed? Because me and Commissioner Irvin going on the swings and the monkey bars. We are ready.
They're gonna start installation as soon as they get the
We
equipment.
ready. We ready.
Yeah.
If ain't nobody else ready, me and Commissioner Irvin, we ready. And then so that is that. But the question came up about Ingram. What are the next steps? So two-part question. The playground for Ingram as well as the basketball court installation and finalization.
Yes, for Ingram. So we are working on bringing an item to the city commission for playground equipment for Ingram. The basketball is supposed to be finished by Saturday. There were some delays, and we will be reaching out to the city clerk's office to schedule a date or get your availability for a ribbon cutting
All
for
right,
the
and
basketball court.
the striping and the netting and the painting and all of
Yes.
that will be done by
Yes.
Saturday.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's what I wanted to.
Go for a game?
Up for. I said monkey bars. I didn't say nothing about So that's Ingram. And then when will we start Shabundi? Because I know we got grants for both.
Yes, we'll be bringing the item back to start, where's Ms. Gross? To start Sherbandi. She can,
For basketball.
go ahead,
I have no-
basketball.
And basketball court passed, I think, last month. We are going to be installing the playground first and then proceeding to the basketball court restoration for Charbonne Village.
No, I'm gonna take words from Vice Mayor Kelly for the record. I need it for the record so our residents that are listening know that we didn't drop the ball.
No, we didn't.
So let
No,
them,
sir.
we're gonna have it by when? Give me an estimated time, a guesstimation. By the end of the summer?
Yes.
Okay.
And we were doing the
trails.
the trails
The
at
trails.
Sherbandi.
So
So
these
it's
these
gonna be-
questions we are legit being asked from residents.
Yes.
Because we made promises made.
We're doing the
keep
trails at
promises.
Sherbandi. Now we're gonna do the playground equipment and then
So-
we'll be doing the basketball court.
The
excited.
process is going to be playground first
Mhm.
because the heavy equipment that needs to be utilized. And after that, we are going to proceed with the basketball courts.
Mhm.
And then we find for the final part, we install the trails
For Shabundi.
for Charbonne Village.
And then for Ingram, you're gonna bring another item for the basketball. I mean, not for the basketball, for the playground equipment. And the basketball will be completed by Saturday.
By Saturday, the contractor is coming to install the backboards, the nets, and the rings.
You are awesome. Thank you, Madam Manager. Job well done. It's been a long time coming. Oh, we all gonna be there for the ribbon cut. We all gonna be there. We all gonna be there for that.
Yeah.
All right. So
Ready for him.
any other questions to
For sure, you jump
One
in.
thing for the manager.
the manager?
Yeah, do the.
Madam Manager,
You started with Commissioner.
I
Bass
for-
and
Jump
then you jump in. You jump in.
Let me know when you're ready.
I forgot it on the other day. Sunday, I believe it was. What I don't want to start happening is for the people that live on Shahrazad Boulevard
Not
that
my
think that they can park in the median strip. There was a whole truck with the attachment hooked onto it that was parked there all day Sunday. Well, let me rephrase that. From 11:30 Sunday, and when I left from Ingram Park, it was about 7:30. That truck was still there. Now, yeah, I'll just say that it was still there in the same exact spot. And I don't want them to think that they could start parking for the shade or for whatever purposes on that median strip. Thank you.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, you have concerns for the manager? Go ahead, Commissioner.
I think so, if you give me the opportunity.
You have the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Madam Manager, we want to say, or I want to say thank you again for the system for the freebie of the electrical Tesla car in Opa-locka. They really look nice in the neighborhood. And I have a group of people that they enjoying it and they very happy with that because they had the opportunity every day to go to the supermarket, to the post office, to the pharmacy. And one of the things that they told me is the way the driver treated them. They say they're very nice drivers, especially with the senior citizen. And the people that I'm talking about is the senior citizen for the MacArthur. Okay, they're very happy with that. And I hope that we can continue to add, more cars in the future. And also, Madam Manager, I know it's part of asking question to you in your report. The other day that I be talking to you and you came to my office with a finance lady, okay? And you're talking about $25 million in the past, a former manager. Do you say something? Oh, Darwin Williams said that we had $25 million in the savings account in the bank. And what happened is, that day you came and you surprised me that it's not true, that is something is there wrong or what happened there. We don't even know. We don't have any report about that. And I asking you for a report. And like my colleague say, when any of us asking you for something, please just doing it. Passing the report before we come here to the commissioner meeting, because I really love to know what happened. In that case, I know that you give me some number that they paid $3 million so somebody, $1 million for the water, whatever, and that I don't see any money in my house for that, and I pay a lot of water and be there. But what happened with that? That's one of my questions, and I need some answers. Not for the next month, as soon as you can.
Yes.
Okay, what happened with that money? Where we are?
Right.
When?
So
Yeah.
our finance director, and she's standing up, she is preparing. So what was said is that we do not have $25 million in reserves, meaning just sitting around in the savings. We do not. She is still working on getting those numbers for everyone of what we have in our reserves, what we have in our savings. We do have money, we do have funds, like I did discuss. However, she's working through our audited numbers and our financials to see how much we have in our reserves. As soon as that's prepared, I will make sure everyone receives it.
Well, that's what we're
Ms.
waiting
Gant?
for.
You can go ahead.
Naima Gant, Finance Director. So yes, as Ms. Lawson just stated, we will have a report for Ms. Lawson to share with you to provide the status.
To
of
share
where
with
we are.
everybody.
Correct,
Thank you.
correct. As soon as we have those numbers, we do not have them today.
Okay. That's already passed, I think, 5 days, something like that. And I hope they don't pass in another 20 days and we don't have it in the hands. We need to know what happened with that. Thank you, Mrs. Financial Lady. I know that she's doing a great job here. Good. If I continue to say, thank you for a lot of things that you do beautiful for the city, and I can see some progress in some areas, and that's good to know. I I know that we have all the parks, like Ingram Park, and it's another little park there. I hope we never forget that park in Glorieta Apartments. Timothy Homes. Uh, yeah, they needed Timothy Honda Park. We need there a little playground. It's not have to be something fancy, but we need something there for the children that they live there in that section. If we can, put it in your agenda, the soonest we can too. Also, I know that you have a good report for the park, for Ingram, talking about the basketball court. Okay, I see it, and they starting to look nice, and that's a good work that we do there, Madam Manager. And I know that you have in plan also something like football in that side to bring some football. Well, they call it soccer in here in the United States. Football with is the other one, but soccer, yes.
We're working on it.
Okay, yeah, and I hope that we can bring, new things out there to that area and keeping do the good job. And I want to be sure that you are the one running this city. Thank you, Madam Manager.
All right, any other questions for or concerns to the city manager?
Mr. Mayor, I don't have
Vice
any
Mayor?
concern for the manager. I'll wait to my report, but I want to commend you, Mr. Mayor, for your patience. I really want to commend you for your patience.
All right, as we're moving on to we don't have an official board report. Wait, no, I don't see any. We have one chair, but no board reports. Madam Manager, we're going into the commission reports. And I start with Commissioner Bass, because she has a report, and then we go to Vice Mayor, and then we'll go from there. Commissioner Bass?
Thank you, sir. Well, I would just like to bring to our residents' attention some upcoming events. The first one is our bingo and chess, which is the first Saturday of the month.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to seeing you there. It's hosted by myself
No bingo.
and
Check the domino.
I'm sorry. Chess and domino.
Oh.
Hosted by myself and Commissioner Santiago. And also on June 14th, I am hosting a father-daughter-son basketball tournament at Shabundi. You're more than welcome to be a part of it. The sign-ups online that you could go online, you'll find where to go and register your team. As well as starting June 3rd, I will be hosting a 6-week parent workshop. It's called Heal, Learn, Grow, and Love with the Lou Foundation. And there's also the information on the website that you can get further information. We're looking forward to servicing our community, most especially with the Heal, Learn, Grow 6 weeks activity for the parents. And it's a graduation after the fact and a diploma that you completed. That 6 weeks course is going to be about mental health, about being able to purchase a house, just everyday things that we need that we don't get all the time. So again, it's a 6 weeks program from 2 to 6 on Wednesdays. 2 to 6? No, I said that wrong. 6 to 8 on Tuesdays. So that's my report. And it was really good hanging with Commissioner Irvin, eating hot dogs and hamburgers over the weekend. It was really good to go out and see our kids in the pool and enjoying their holidays. So that's it for me.
Commissioner Bass, I yielded to you first because you were listed under the Mayor and Commission reports for those topics. You wanted to bring that up, or you're not doing that tonight?
Now, if you want.
Yeah, this is the perfect time.
Right. So I wanted for a quick discussion, to the manager, I would like to know where are we as it relates to our crossing guards and also the status on garbage and trash services within the city of Opa-locka.
With regards to the crossing guards, the city has 10 budgeted crossing guard positions. 2 are vacant and 4 employees are out on leave. We are trying to fill those 2 vacancies. They're pending interviews right now as we speak.
We're short 2.
Yes.
We're down 4
Yes,
out of 10.
correct. We are short, very short with crossing guards. It's been challenging because our officers who are on shift would have to go to those different areas and they're not able to be at all of the stops continuously. It is a challenge and we do notice it. And the chief has been aggressively working with HR to try to get those 2 vacancies filled, to try to give them some relief until those others return back to duty.
So you anticipate that coming next school year that we will be totally
Yes,
filled
definitely.
all positions?
All of them will be filled. However, the ones that are out on leave,
Mhm.
I'll check to see when they're due to come back because some of them are on medical leave.
Okay, school is out in what, about 8 days, 9
Yes.
days?
Yeah.
They're gonna be out, so hopefully we can.
But we definitely will have all the positions filled for next school year.
Okay, but we're not sure that any of the 4 that are out are coming back.
They're out on leave, so they're supposed to come back.
All right, I just wanted to know because that was one of my inquiries from some of our residents as the
Yes.
kids are coming to school, not seeing enough crossing guards. I just wanted to know where we were with that.
Yes,
Okay.
we do notice that's a challenge.
Okay, thank you. And the garbage and trash services?
Sure. Miami-Dade County is still providing those services, although their contract has expired. They're still providing those services. It is my intent to bring an item to the city commission, hopefully by the second meeting in June, if not the first meeting in July, to bring an item for solid waste service. It is my intent to bring an RFP for those services.
Okay, and you said in June.
End of June or first meeting in July. The intent, we're pushing for end of June.
Okay, and the contract we have now, you said is expired.
Yes.
How long has it been expired?
It's been expired prior to me taking this seat.
And they will continue to serve us without a
Yes.
contract?
Yes, I have had constant communication with the county and they will continue to provide their service. However, we do have to address it. We
Oh.
can't just keep it like that. And
Okay.
the intent is to do an RFP.
Okay, so do they want to renew their contract or it would be our choice not to renew?
So it would be my recommendation not to renew the contract with the county.
Okay. We probably can find better services elsewhere. Okay. Thank you for that info. I'm good. Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, the mayor's back. Commissioner Bass has the floor.
I'm good now. Thank you.
Okay, Vice Mayor, you want to go ahead and go?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Madam Manager. A couple of my items you have in your report. I see that you submitted, so you took my notes, I see, regarding the park master plan and the budget schedule and analysis, because I want to make sure that we on top of that in those timeframes, and I've expressed some of my concerns and making sure that as we go through that process, that the numbers are real and what we're allocating is correct and not projecting anything that's going to come or any potential grant. But if it's not here in the bank or we've got something to know is ours, that we are not putting it forth as though we have the dollars and we don't have it. So I appreciate seeing that. Infrastructure partnerships. One of the challenges we've had, and I met with you, and I know there's ongoing challenges with some of our infrastructure, is to look at where we can to leverage any partnerships that we can for work where someone is doing some work or potentially going to do some work that we can look at it. And I know one of those projects obviously is over off 100 and, well, the old baby hospital, I call it, where they're doing some work and potentially we need to do some work and infrastructure work over there. And I know you're looking at the numbers as to what it would be if we would do something like that. So I'll await you to provide all of us with that information to see if that's something doable. And then going forward, how we can look at that as it comes up when folks are doing development or infrastructure needs as a part of development. How can we partner with them when it's best if we can do it suitable with dollars or whatever funding we have that can make it work. Simply put, we don't tear up the ground 2 or 3 times when it's being dug up one time. if at all possible, to get something done that's not going to not only benefit developers, but also benefit us as a city, particularly in our business community corridor and area. So I look forward to that. Commissioner Bass kind of touched on the solid waste, the garbage and trash. I've been saying for really over a while now about dealing with that, and I know we're kind of going with the county and their agreement because we have not really dealt with that. And to me, that agreement, as I've said to you before, goes further than just picking up garbage and trash. There's a lot of other parts that go with that agreement that I think we need to deal with. And so I look forward to um, coming to a resolution on that. I know that there have been, as you said, your intention is to bring an RFP. I was hoping we could do it a lot quicker on the piggyback, but you are the manager, and so, you know, we can discuss whatever going forward. I know we did have an entity that was looking at providing a service to us. And so I know you have that before you, but ultimately you're the manager to make the recommendation and the commission can make a decision. I thought it was pretty good, but I'll await to see what you're proposing. But I would hope you would at least take a look at that as well in your analysis as you come back to the commission for your recommendation in, I think you said end of June that you'll be doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll await that as well. And I've had meetings with you on that, so I won't go any further with that. I also want to just say under my report, we hosted our DMV outreach over at Helen Miller this month. As always, we filled the slot appointments really in less than one day. And I'm saying that because when we do this outreach for DMV, when it's posted, you've got to make sure, particularly Opa-locka residents, go and register when it comes. Don't wait until a couple of days before it's happening because all those slots are filled. It's not just limited to Opa-locka residents because it is a service provided countywide through the DMV, but we bring it here to the city to try to make it as easy as possible for our residents, staff, and anyone that needs that service. But you can't wait to the last minute and think that you're going to get a slot because they fill up very fast. We also supported our city's 99th birthday activities from our hosting of the mayor that Wednesday to bingo, which of course Commissioner Irvin is always kind of in charge of that, the fun day, and of course the gospel in the park with Commissioner Bass and Santiago as co-host of that. It was very good on Sunday. It was great as we worship together with our diversity on display. So I want to thank them for that. I also enjoyed hosting a fishing trip to South Bay and Pahokee last Thursday. As always, it was fun for fishing and lunch. And of course, they did catch a few fish. I was honored to be the guest speaker at Jeremiah's Academy graduation last Wednesday. It's always a pleasure to see young people accomplish greatness as they prepare for even greater. So I was grateful for the opportunity. We're also working on our upcoming CERT initiative, Community Emergency Response Team initiative scheduled for July. We want to try to get residents, community folks that want to be a part, business owners, register as soon as possible. You can call the clerk's office. The ICM has also indicated that some staff will be part of the class as well. So if you're interested and you're listening, please call the clerk's office to sign up. The dates for the classes are July 11th, 12th, and the 26th, but you'll be certified to assist in case of a natural disaster here in our community. We're also working on our Juneteenth observance here in the city, along with Commissioner Irvin. I'm quite sure she'll have more to say about that, so stay tuned. Our father, son, child fishing tournament at Ingham Park that we hold annually is going to be from 9 to 12 on that Saturday before Father's Day. As always, you're invited to come out and be a part of that. And even if you're not a father, come out and be a part. We know we have some mothers that have to operate in that role, so all are welcome to come out for that as well. And of course, earlier this evening, we celebrated our diversity once again as we honored and recognize some of our own Haitian community members for their continued commitment here in the city of Opa-locka. I want to thank all my colleagues, all of the city staff, especially the clerk's office, for helping put that together. And as was said to me, next year, hopefully, we'll need a bigger space because the room was filled. It was greatly attended. We know it couldn't be longer because we had commission meeting, but we certainly are thankful for that. Finally, I'm excited to see the progress that we're making, as was mentioned earlier, in our park improvements. I also want to commend for the sidewalks from Ms. Gross. I did see that sign out there letting folks know those sidewalks are being done and their tax dollars at work. But I also want to remind all of us, as we see the progress that's going forward, that there's still much more to be done. And so we got to remain focused, and I believe we'll be able to achieve everything we want to and need to make our community better for all of us. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Santiago?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In my report, let me start into say it again, the really we have a very beautiful event for the 99th birthday of the city, Mr. Mayor and my colleagues. And I hope that we prepare for the next year for the big celebration that we have for the 100 years of this city. Let's give in a good example to everybody around Dade County that we are still Opa-locka for 100 years. It's a beautiful event that we have for the 99th birthday in the historical city hall. And I'd like to say thank you for, for everything the city manager and the staff are doing for make possible that event. Also, I forgot to say something to the manager. I love the job that you do in the city, especially when residents and business people, they be talking very positive about the city, the way they be helped, the way that they be treating, and that's something to see that we growing, that we keeping growing here in the city. Also, in my report, I want to say thank you to Commissioner Bass to make me the co-hoster for domino and chess every Saturday, every first Saturday of the month. And I think we're ready and we prepare for that day. We're gonna give a surprise to people. I think that we're gonna have some things to giving to the best for the winners. For that day, we're gonna have some prize out there. And I think that we're gonna have a very cloud of people out there that day. Tomorrow also, my colleague know that we have a workshop here in the same chamber at 6 p.m. regarding about the signings or sign ordinance that we have in the great city of Opa-locka. And we're going to have there the opportunity to listen the opinion for the business people around the city and also for my colleagues that they're going to be around this chamber tomorrow. That's going to be at 6 p.m. tomorrow. And I want to say thank you to community development. Yeah, to the community development, Mr. Gay and Mr. Lee, to prepare the presentation that we're gonna do tomorrow. And I believe that we're gonna be successful in changing some of the rules that we have. And one of the things that I want to see in the future is, something again, that we're doing before. And well, we be talking tomorrow in that workshop, but it's a lot of good things coming through the great city of Opa-locka. Thank you again to my colleagues for all this beautiful event that we have for the celebration for the 99 years. And let's get ready for next year for the 100 years old. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Irvin?
Thank you. I would like to say thank you to Commissioner Bass and Madam Attorney for coming out and joining me at Grown Folks Night Out. We had a nice time, and we found out that we officially have a dancing sergeant in Sergeant Harbour. He is our dancing officer. He is our dancing officer.
Madam Manager, with all the respect, what is the chief of police? Oh my God. Do we have a dancing or a police officer?
All night.
Yes, he's our dancing officer. I see them on Facebook all the time. Now I know that we have our very own. Um, it was a very nice event. We had a nice time. Um, I'm glad that I think it was the Jacobs family that approached Commissioner Bass and I and said, please do this again. So we agreed with them that we would make it happen again. So we're working on that. I think I submitted the stuff today, I think. Um, we had a really nice time. So to SCP 721 Youth Foundation and the Booster Club, thanks for allowing us to have that event. Sunday Fun Day. Sunday Fun Day was just that, a fun day. We had over 300 people over at Ingram Park
Beautiful.
with for the car show and auto, they call it the audio competition. And it just so happened that the winner of the audio competition is actually a business owner here in Opa-locka that does just that. He installed audio and stuff, and I didn't get his name, can't remember his name, but he's right off of 135th and 41st Court. Very nice event. And for that, I would like to thank TMT Customs, of course, our Opa-locka Police Department and the Booster Club for making that happen. Very nice event as well. The pool party, thank you to Commissioner Bass and Vice Mayor Kelly for coming out and supporting that. The kids have a ball as always. I swear those kids came hungry, but they ate, we fed them. It was a very nice night. Um, and thanks to the manager's office, the clerk's office, the police, everybody that works with me to make things happen when I'm trying to make them happen. I really do. Thank you so much for that. And I have to tell my husband, Al Irvin, thank you for cooking the food that we need to eat when we need to eat it. And he has been a godsend for that. And that is it. And we are still working on Juneteenth. Hopefully, we'll have information coming out on that early next week, like the finalization of that early next week. Thank you. And I think that's it for me.
Okay, and I'll make it quick so we can get out of here before 9 o'clock. I'm trying. No, we're not taking our time.
7 minutes?
So I want, oh, no, it's gonna be before 7 minutes. Yes, ma'am. All right, so real quick, we just want to reiterate, the manager already talked about it, our summer youth employment program that is out. We have a lot of slots available, so we want to make sure that our children are employed during the summer and doing something productive. So if you have not already registered, you can, I think most of us posted it on social media, and it's also posted on the city's website. Also, you can call City Hall for more information. I already told you, Madam Manager, congratulations on that playground. I love what you're doing. One important announcement, we just want to say this is our last meeting starting at 7 o'clock. Next meeting, we will start our commission meetings at 6 p.m. So I just want to tell everyone that yeah. No, it's June. It's June. It's June. So the next month, the June 11th meeting will begin at 6 p.m. So as we say in church, tell all your prayer partners, lottie dottie, everybody, that we'll be here at 6 p.m. And if you come at 7, hopefully we are at adjournment. That is our prayer. We also want to say that on June 12th, the city is hosting a community meeting with our interim chief of police, Dr. Robin Starks, so we can talk about public safety in the city of Opa-locka. So we're asking everybody to come out that day on June 12th at 6 p.m. Also tell everybody that is that Thursday after that meeting, and it'll be right here in the chambers. We'll be discussing everything that relates to, it's not here.
Sherbondi.
Oh, it's moved? I thought it was here. Okay, so we moved. I'm sorry. It's going to be at Sherbondi Village at 6 p.m. So tell everybody to come out get your questions answered, and we're gonna be giving out some information as it relates to public safety and some initiatives that will be rolled out to our community to keep everyone safe. Other than that,
Just a quick question, is that okay? You don't have to answer now, but later, Madam Manager, I wanted to know, where are we considering that the hurricane season starts in a couple of days? Yeah.
Okay, so I can speak to my office. We have ordered hurricane preparedness supplies. I will be speaking to the elected officials to see if we can schedule something to distribute those supplies to the community. And I believe Commissioner Santiago wants to elaborate on something, that initiative that he's doing as well.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor and Madam Manager. Yeah, we are planning to have a meeting by the MacArthur Senior Citizen, the 5th, when the Dade County people out there to teaching people about the hurricane season coming, to be prepared. Yeah, I think it's the 5th. That's what we have it ready.
Sorry, no, I have to get up out of here, but
Yeah.
I heard what he said. I understand that. But as it relates to the sandbags and all the other stuff, we're all being prepared
Oh,
with
yeah,
all of
we
that.
have all of the bag.
Okay.
We already had a PO in place for sand whenever we need it.
Mhm.
So all of that's already in place. We have vendor for ice in the case that we need those as well.
Okay, good,
So,
because the mayor
yes.
said he's gonna fill bags.
We
I was the last year.
Or Commissioner Bass, we have equipment to do those.
we don't have to do that no more. We don't have to shovel no more. We don't have to shovel no more.
It's unique to see it done.
But and I don't want to beat this horse long, but I know that she already brought it up. But the drainage, we need to start cleaning the drains.
They've already started. They've already started,
Okay,
yes.
in preparation. All right, and
Really quick, as we all know, Father's Day is coming up, and for the fathers that are employees, I'm doing a Father's Day picnic like I did for the women at Sherbundi, June 12th, 11:30 to 1:30, I think it was, something like that. But it's lunch, so
That's
you
only
all
for
are-
the employment, not for us, no?
yes, for you.
Okay.
It's for you, and some men in the community will get a chance to invite. If you know any that you want to invite, you can
I
invite.
want you ladies serving us like the way
We're
you
going to
served
serve,
you the other day.
ladies, I'm gonna need some servers.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
all right, we're moving on to our official board appointments. I believe tonight we passed for the charter review. So if you all are ready to appoint your appointments, I am not ready. I have mine next commission meeting. But anyone else is ready to appoint?
I have my name ready.
Commissioner Bass,
Name.
go ahead.
Alan Reed.
Alan Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen Reed or Alan?
Alan.
Alan Reed.
Mhm.
So Alan Reed, Commissioner Santiago, do you have an appointment?
Yes, I have one, but I think the name is on the clerk's office.
Okay, so I guess you'll announce it at the next commission
Yeah,
meeting.
at the next meeting.
Commissioner Irvin, you said you had an appointment?
Yes, Veronica Williams.
Okay, and Vice Mayor, do you have an appointment?
Yes, Brian Dennis. And let me just say, Mr. Mayor, since that's finished, I hope you get that name before the next meeting because we need to get moving on that. So hopefully you said by the next meeting you'll have it.
I have it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. All right, so you're just missing me and Commissioner Santiago. All right, moving on to, oh wait, I'm sorry, Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, we have to do two at-large appointments. I know one is a business owner and the other one is business owner and a professional, I believe.
The person, yeah.
Does anybody want to nominate
Or
someone
what do you mean?
for the Charter Review Board? We have two at-large
They're
appointments.
just at large. They're not education specific or professional.
I'm just
Just
going about
two.
the last time. I don't remember.
No, it's just two appointments at large.
Two appointments at large?
Right.
All right, so do we have any at large?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor. Can I give you the first name for that person?
Your appointment?
Yeah,
What is it?
it's Anthony.
Anthony.
But yeah, we're gonna get the last name, but I forgot the last name.
Got it.
Anthony. Okay.
Anthony is the first name.
Yeah.
All right. So we have two at-large appointments. Anybody has for at-large appointments? All right. Okay. So, Madam Clerk, you have a quorum. You have a quorum.
Yep,
And then we can
Mr.
go from
Mayor.
there. All right, so the two at-large appointments, I guess we'll bring that up next meeting, and I have mine as well. So if there are no more things, I do want to say that we did celebrate today Haitian Heritage Month. Thank you, Vice Mayor, for bringing that to our, making sure that we do that in the city of Opa-locka. But I also want to say thank you to MB Royale Photography, a local business owner in the city of Opa-locka, for donated the trinkets for the event. Very nice. Commissioner Santiago said it's a shot glass for some kind of something we can drink it.
Oh, Mama Juana.
Mama Juana. There you go. Can I get a motion
Oh, you
to?
said shot glass. I hope they didn't hear that. Ooh.
That's what Commissioner Santiago said. Hold this glass up. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Move by Vice Mayor Kelly, second by Commissioner Santiago. This meeting is adjourned. Mama Juana.
No, hey, no. Mama Juana. No marijuana, Mama Juana. Oh my God. That was on.